We're here because free speech is under attack. We're here because people are being convinced that socialism works. We're here because people are being judged guilty until proven innocent. We are fighting back with facts. This is not a safe zone, so buckle up, Buttercup. This is the raw, naked truth.
The largest attack on Israel and the Jews since the Holocaust. Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin, and here's the news you need to know. Hamas militants have infiltrated Israel in an unprecedented attack that has been compared to 9/11 and Pearl Harbor, firing more than 3,500 rockets at residential areas from the Gaza Strip. At least 1,100 people were killed in the terrorist attack, and hundreds more were wounded, according to Israel's National Rescue Service. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the Israeli parliament have declared war on Hamas. The attack, carried out on the holiday of Simchat Torah and just days after the 50th anniversary of the Yom Kippur War, was coordinated and planned by Iran. At least 9 Americans have been killed in the unprecedented assault on Israel. According to the State Department, Secretary of State Tony Blinken announced on Sunday that the U.S. had received reports that Americans had been killed or taken hostage in the Hamas assault. President Biden's administration has yet to clarify whether or how many Americans may have been taken hostage. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has deployed tens of thousands of troops to the region, and military officials have declared they will kill every terrorist in Israel. Israeli forces recaptured areas near the Gaza Strip that had been overrun in the Hamas mass infiltration over the weekend. The Israeli Defense Force reestablished control of communities, but isolated clashes remain throughout the country, according to a military spokesperson. Israeli Energy and Infrastructure Minister Israel Katz ordered that water supply be cut off from the Gaza Strip on Monday, 2 days after Israel halted the flow of electricity and fuel to the area. President Biden issued the following statement on Saturday. This morning, I spoke with Prime Minister Netanyahu about the horrific and ongoing attacks in Israel. The United States unequivocally condemns this appalling assault against Israel by Hamas terrorists from Gaza, and I made it clear to Prime Minister Netanyahu that we stand ready to offer all appropriate means of support to the government and people of Israel. Terrorism is never justified. Israel has a right to defend itself and its people. The United States warns against any other party hostile to Israel seeking advantage in this situation. My administration's support for Israel's security is rock solid and unwavering. Biden has not made any statements since that. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin announced Sunday that he has ordered American military ships, including an aircraft carrier and additional aircraft, to move closer to the eastern Mediterranean in response to the attacks. Extremists in Lebanon fired 12 rockets into Israel on Monday, stoking fears that the terror group Hezbollah may join Israel's ongoing war with Hamas. Israel's military is deployed against Hamas terrorists in and around Gaza in southern Israel. But the threat of Hezbollah would come from Israel's northern border. Hezbollah fired rockets into Israel earlier this weekend, leading to swift airstrikes from the Israeli military. Amir Avivi, CEO of the Israeli Defense and Security Forum, told Fox News Digital that he was surprised that Hamas's attack on Saturday was not coordinated with Hezbollah, or that Hezbollah did not take advantage of the events unfolding to also attack Israel. As crowds cheered the attacks in Iran and Iraq, shouting "Death to Israel" and "Death to America," pro-Palestinian protesters carrying swastikas rejoiced in the deaths of Israeli citizens at the hands of Hamas terrorists at a demonstration in New York City on Sunday. Pro-Palestinian groups in Times Square could be heard chanting 700, the confirmed number of Israeli dead as of Sunday afternoon. Meanwhile, pro-Israel demonstrators nearby held the Israeli flag and mourned the loss of life. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, they chanted. Members of the Congressional Squad have decried the violence but blamed Israel for the attacks, calling Israel an apartheid state. This ignores the fact that Israel has worked for peace for decades with the Palestinians and that the Palestinians refuse to acknowledge that Israel has the right to exist. Meanwhile, an Egyptian police officer opened fire on a group of Israeli tourists visiting the city of Alexandria on Sunday, killing 2 of them along with their Egyptian tour guide. Another Israeli tourist was wounded in the attack. Officials in Egypt and Israel confirmed to the Associated Press, which reported the deaths. The Egyptian news channel Extra News confirmed the officer was detained. Footage of the attack posted to social media showed motionless bodies near the attack site, prompting a Human Rights Watch researcher to decry those intentionally targeting Israeli citizens. In a separate story, the genetic testing company 23andMe confirmed on Friday that 1 million data points exclusively about Ashkenazi Jews has been compromised. The company said its systems were not breached and that attackers gathered the data by guessing the login credentials of a group of users and then scraping more people's information from a feature known as DNA relatives. Users opt into sharing their information through DNA relatives for others to see. The data was being sold online. These attacks on Jews are unforgivable, and we stand by Israel. That's the Raw Naked Truth. You can catch every episode of The Raw Naked Truth at xvadio.com/podcasts, the Apple Podcasts app, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Amazon Music, and other platforms that respect freedom of speech. We'll see you next time.